Hello and welcome to the channel. This is CBSE Class 8 English, Lesson 10, The Cherry Tree. Rakesh, a 6-year-old boy, lives with his grandfather in Mussoorie. One day he buys cherries and plants a seed in the garden. He forgets about it during winter, but discovers a small cherry tree in spring. He waters it and protects it with pebbles. The tree grows fast during the monsoon, but a goat eats its leaves. Grandfather says cherry trees are tough and it survives. Later, a woman accidentally cuts the tree, but it grows new shoots. Over the years, the tree grows taller, produces blossoms, and small shower trees. Birds and insects visit it. Rakesh and his grandfather love the tree because they planted it together. Rakesh feels a special connection to it, wondering if growing a tree is like being God. Rakesh, a 6-year-old boy, lives with his grandfather in a small cottage on the outskirts of Mussoorie, a town in the Himalayan foothills. His parents live in a village 50 miles away where they grow maize, rice, and barley in terraced fields. Since there are no schools in the village, Rakesh's parents send him to Mussoorie to stay with his grandfather so he can attend school. The area has stony soil and cold winds, so not many fruit trees grow. But there are forests of oak and deodar nearby. One day, while walking home from school, Rakesh buys a bunch of cherries from the Mussoorie Bazaar for 50 paise. The cherries are small, bright red, and a mix of sweet and sour, brought from the Kashmir Valley. By the time he reaches home, he has eaten all but 3 cherries. He offers one to his grandfather, eats the other 2, and keeps the last cherry seed in his mouth, rolling it round until the taste is gone. Curious, he asks his grandfather if cherry seeds are lucky. His grandfather says they are, but only if used, not kept. He suggests planting the seed to bring luck. Rakesh decides to plant the cherry seed. His grandfather stops him from digging in a mustard bed and directs him to a sandy corner with soft soil. Rakesh presses the seed into the ground with his thumb and forgets about it after going to play cricket with friends. During winter, the garden is dry and cold winds blow through the deodar trees. Rakesh and his grandfather spend evenings by a charcoal fire where grandfather tells stories about animals, ghosts, and magical things, while Rakesh reads the newspaper to him because his grandfather's eyesight is weak. When spring arrives, wild ducks fly north to Siberia, signaling the season's change. One morning, Rakesh notices a small, rooted twig in the garden. Excited, he calls his grandfather to see the cherry tree, which is about 4 inches tall. Grandfather confirms it's a cherry tree and advises Rakesh to water it occasionally. Rakesh sprinkles water on it and surrounds it with pebbles for privacy. He checks the tree daily but grows impatient as it doesn't seem to grow fast. After a week or two, he notices it has grown an inch, which excites him. That year, the monsoon rains come early. Rakesh walks to school in a raincoat and chappals, and the cherry tree grows quickly, reaching 2 feet. However, a goat enters the garden and eats all its leaves, leaving only the stem and two thin branches. Rakesh is upset, but his grandfather reassures him that cherry trees are tough and will grow back. Sure enough, by the end of the rainy season, new leaves appear on the tree. Unfortunately, a woman cutting grass with a scythe accidentally cuts the cherry tree in two. Grandfather scolds her, but the damage is done. Rakesh worries the tree might die, and grandfather says it's possible. However, the tree refuses to give up. By the next summer, it grows new shoots with tender green leaves. Rakesh, now 8, also grows taller and stronger. He visits his village to help his parents with farming during the monsoon and returns to find the cherry tree has grown another foot, reaching his chest. Rakesh sometimes waters the tree even during rain, wanting it to feel his presence. One day, he finds a praying mantis on a branch and lets it stay, calling it the tree's first visitor. Later, he removes a caterpillar eating the leaves, jokingly telling it to return as a butterfly. In winter, heavy snow bends the tree and field mice hide in the cottage. The road to the valley is blocked, and grandfather becomes grumpy without his newspaper. Rakesh turns 9, and the cherry tree, now 4 years old, is almost as tall as him. One sunny morning in February, grandfather calls Rakesh to see a pale pink blossom on the tree. The next year, more blossoms appear, attracting bees and birds. The tree grows taller than Rakesh and even grandfather, who is older than some oak trees. Small, sour trees grow. Small, sour cherries grow, which Rakesh tries but spits out. Grandfather says they will be better next year. Birds like bulbuls and scarlet minivets eat the cherries happily. One warm afternoon, Rakesh finds grandfather relaxing under the cherry tree, enjoying its shade and leaves. Rakesh lies on the grass, looking at the leaves and the mountains. That evening, he and grandfather sit together under the tree, listening to crickets and cicadas as stars appear. Rakesh asks why this tree is special among the many in the forest. Grandfather explains it's special because they planted it together. Rakesh touches the tree's bark and leaves, wondering if growing a tree feels like being God.